This is a clip from an earlier live stream. I know you're going to like it, so the link to the full video is down below. Check it out. I'll see you over there. When was the last time Charlie Kirk had Candace Owens on his podcast?
That's a good question.
Since they were such in love, they were best buds, Tanya. Then can somebody show me when Candace Owens was on the Charlie Kirk podcast?
Yeah.
I just want to know.
Yeah.
And we can even move up. When was Charlie Kirk on this show?
Uh-huh.
When? If they were best buds and everything's fine and dandy, when was Charlie Kirk on the Candace Owens podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Not on the Daily Wires, not on PragerU's, but in this studio that we're on right now. When? That's my question. And when did he ever have Candace Owens on the Charlie Kirk podcast?
Yeah.
And I know somebody's going to shoot me an email or text or whatever. So if you do find it, please let me know. But this is where I'm going to be at right now. I'm going to say it was never.
Yeah.
But they were best friends. They were thick as thieves, Tanya. They were road dogs. They hung out.
Yeah.
She was a Mason and by the way, I heard her today. She fessed up that she was an employee and she was not a quote unquote founding member of TPUSA. But go ahead. I heard her today.
I was just going to say too that I've heard her talk more about her friendship with Kanye before Charlie's death than I did her talking about her friendship with Charlie.
I think maybe there's something there. Maybe there's something there. More tips at moretips.com or whatever. I don't know. Go buy a hoodie. Buy a hoodie.
Okay. I am telling the truth. And the only reason they are lying about this, in my view, is because you only lie when you have something to hide. And it feels like motive. It feels like motive. They're protecting BB and they're protecting this narrative because there's a motive. Otherwise, you just say, yeah, I got into an argument with him. Kind of sucked. I wish that wasn't the last time I saw him. If you were an honest person and you had nothing to hide, that's what you would say. I'd say, man, I really regret that those are my last words to him. Life is short. It was so stupid. I don't even really care about his opinion on Israel anymore, man. I just feel terrible. Nope. They all said, Candace is a liar. And now we're slowly getting the truth about what got heated, what they were discussing. Charlie feeling, as he even describes it, morally blackmailed, telling him that it's ruinous. If you say anything about Israel, it's suddenly ruinous to your career. And Seth was fired up. Not Josh Hammer, I will say. It wasn't Josh Hammer that got all fired up in that room. It was Seth. And Seth, you just look like a liar. Just so you know that. You just like your whole presence there. If you guys go back and watch it, the way he's like stumbling over his word, he's just lying. He just is lying. And I like the nice little touch of the Babylon Bee, because now that we're getting into your true guiding theology, which is not Judaism, by the way, it makes perfect sense. You are not the funny guy at all. You are, in my view, completely unhinged, and you should feel remorse for what you put Charlie through in the end. You should have come online and had some sort of a conscience about telling the public lies about your last encounter with him. But of course you don't. That just kind of seems to be.
How about this, Candace? How about you show us your last interaction with Charlie Kirk, the very last interaction you had with Charlie Kirk? Whether
that is what I have wanted to see. I've wanted to see that since you started this.
Yeah. So whether it be DMs or Instagram or Telegram, WhatsApp, iMessage, whatever, smoke signal. I want to know, when was the last time you had a communication with Charlie Kirk? I want to see that 3 days before and 3 days after. I want to see that.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. So instead of Seth Dillon and all this, you pontificating about his last experience, what was yours? I think what we're hearing is the guilt that she knows, that her last conversation with Charlie Kirk was, oh, F you, go block me, don't call me back anymore. That's what I think happened.
Yeah.
Like that was a bad, and I think the honorable thing is that I bet you TPUSA knows this as well. Erica probably knows this, that the last time they communicated, they had a falling out. Or the last time was just a happy birthday to your kids. Yeah. It wasn't this all fuddy-duddy, you my best, whatever. And she knows that.
Yeah.
And I think what she wants to do is try to sullen the poison the well so that when Erica finally does come, drop the hammer,
Yeah.
it turns into a little pebble breaker instead of the big giant sledgehammer that it should be. That's what I think.
Yeah. But
Okay.
Erica's got the phone.
Erica's got the phone and the iMessage.
Yep.
But and so that's why I don't think, because again, if Candace had a message from Charlie Kirk in 2024
Mm-hmm.
talking about third eye astral projecting and how great Kanye is, like I know, we would have already seen it.
Yeah.
The fact that we get these weird messages about I'm a time traveler, you're an alien, and it's from 2018.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Just something to think about.
Yep.
The entire Zionist era these days. You guys do to others and then constantly pretend you are the victims, including of a poster. Hey, Seth, I know what you did last summer. Okay. We will be back after a brief break.
Oh, goodness gracious. Tanya, what you thinking so far? How you feeling about Lady Farmer?
I am telling you this. You have got a lot of patience. You got the patience of Joe.
I just think it's interesting. Thank you, friend.
There is no way I could have. I hang with you so I can hang with you. I could never just hang with her.
Man, I think it's just interesting. I think it's first of all, I think it's extremely fascinating to see how she twists and turns. Because I do have a theory. Y'all know I like to come up with theories. And this is my theory, and y'all, I'm working this out. So I've worked this out in my mind. So let me real quick. We all saw Charlie Kirk be assassinated,
Mm-hmm.
and we saw him hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe when he hit the ground, he and Candace Owens were not friends at all. They had cut ties, and he just didn't do what he should have done, which is publicly denounced her. But they were not friends.
Yeah.
She knows that she could jump into this as quick as possible and start to shift this narrative that, they're the best friends, and she knows all these ins and outs and all this stuff. And if you notice, a lot of her story is just she's just crafting it. There's no evidence to this.
Yeah.
Even in that open letter she did to Erica talking about them dating and all that kind of stuff, there was no proof of anything. She just was talking. And I really believe she wants to be the first one to tell the story so that everything else will have to line up with her story. Shout out to Bronson, a friend of the channel. He did a video today pointing out that, do you know who was the first one to tell the story about Charlie Kirk and the lights flickering? Do you know who that was?
I heard Erica tell that story recently. I don't know who told that before her.
Do you think, let me ask a question. Do you think it was Erica or Candace was the first one to tell the story about the lights flickering?
That's a good question.
At the current moment, and most people are putting it in the chat, it was Erica. Erica put that story out there.
Okay.
And then soon thereafter, who comes out here and tells the story about lights flickering and all that kind of stuff like that in the X-Men school?
Yeah.
Candace Owens.
Yeah. I heard Erica tell that story.
She told the story first. Now, the way she's telling it, again, it's got that wonky, whatever, electromagnetism foolishness in it, but it is what it is. I think people sometimes, and even when she's telling the story, it's more of a cope, in my opinion. It's like she's trying to justify and make sense of a world that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And so she says, go ahead.
And I was going to say, too, there is a clip out there that I've seen where Charlie was speaking somewhere and somebody mentioned something that Candace had said, and it must have been negative, and they told him that he should probably just cut ties with her. And he said, well, I don't agree with her on everything, but you can't tell me who to be friends with.
I know exactly.
So by virtue of that clip, that interaction, I think there was more to what happened between them than meets the eye.
Right. And I think, and I'll end on this. 'Cause I want to come back and finish the show up so I can get her out of here. But I do think Charlie made a lot of mistakes, and sad to say, I think you can't tell me what to do. You're not the boss of me.
Yeah.
Argumentation. That was a bad look.
Yeah.
That was a bad look. I'm 50 plus years old. My pastor is less old than that. And he can tell me things to do. He can tell me what's right. Or he can tell me something. I'm like, okay, no problem, sir.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Again, my dad can tell me things to do. And he's older than me, of course. But the idea that, you can't tell me what to do is kind of wild work. And I do think that is an area that he fumbled in my opinion. Now watch. And the reason I say he fumbled in and is bad is because that's the exact same thing that Megyn Kelly said.
Yeah.
And we see where Megyn Kelly and her, you can't tell me what to do. It's a point of pride.
Yeah.
Look where it's got her now.
Yeah.
And it's not even like tell me what to do. It's just like, let me evaluate what you say, Tanya. I respect you as my peer here in this social media space. Let me hear what you got to say. Break it down to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, but okay, let me think about it a little bit more. I'll get back with you.
Yeah.
At least, but not to say, well, Tanya, you can't speak to me because you ain't got nothing to say. I think that's what put us in this pickle that we're in now, in my opinion.
And it was a bad look, but the deeper issue for me is I think that there was something behind it. There had to have been something that happened between Charlie and Candace that fractured their friendship, or he would not have reacted that way.
Right.
So I don't think they were the best friends that she's been painting them to be all this time.
I know you liked that episode. This is actually a clip from a larger live stream. The link is down in the description, so you can go check it out. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you down there. Grace and peace.